Hello, welcome to the Dear Encourager podcast, where real stories meet radical hope. Hosted by Vanessa Scott and Keisha Nix. This space is made for anyone navigating the journey of chronic illness and caretakers seeking connection, compassion, and a community that gets it. Each episode, we bring you conversations that uplift, strategies that empower, and encouragement you can carry with you throughout everyday life. Let's grow stronger and healthier together. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Dear Encouragers podcast. I am your host, Vanessa Scott. Keisha will not be with us this evening. Keisha and I had talked about what would our next podcast be. I felt like with the holidays and everything, we should talk about managing stress. But then I started thinking I am definitely going to talk about managing stress, but this podcast will definitely be one that is very transparent. Last week, we did not come on and give you an episode, and that is because Keisha and myself have been running on fumes. We talk about self-care, we talk about managing stress, we talk about all of that, and a lot of times we forget to pour into ourselves as much as we're pouring into others. And last week, I just could not continue. I could not perform the way I had been going. I was unable and didn't realize that I had not uploaded a video until Friday. So in that, I decided when I was praying on what to talk about, and when Keisha and I had discussed it, I definitely felt like managing stress was the topic that was most needed at this time. It's the holidays, and we know people are dealing with a lot of things during this time, whether it's the stress of cooking, holiday meals, it's the stress of figuring out how we're going to make this meal, how we're going to supply the things that are coming up. If it's the stressors of family, the stressors of not having family members here during the holidays. Maybe they are abroad, they are in the service, or they are no longer with us, they have passed away. So all of these things are very difficult during this time of the year. I wanted to touch on those, but I also wanted to be transparent with just the everyday stressors that are going on currently with the climate of our society. And Keisha and I want to encourage others, and we built this platform to be a support system and be here for others. Then if we need to do that, we need to make sure that we are here for ourselves. And currently we have not been doing that. We have been just going to ensure that Dear Encourager stays afloat, going, ensuring that our family stays afloat, that our jobs, that everything that we do that helps us be here day to day, we have been doing that and pouring into that and working toward those things. But we have not been sitting back and filling our cup. So I want to definitely talk about that. I want to talk about us dealing with the everyday stressors, us making sure that we are being kind to ourselves. We definitely talk about being kind to others, caring for others, ensuring that we do everything in our capabilities to help others. And I sat back and I looked at Keisha and myself. I have been sick. She has been sick. And we continue to go and push ourselves because we don't want to let anyone down. And when we take on that mindset, and when I say we, I'm not just talking about Keisha and myself, I'm talking about all of us who continue to go because we don't want to disappoint others. We don't want to go back on our word. We want to have this, I really don't know what I want to call it. We hold ourselves to a certain standard, and we want to ensure that we live up to that standard. And there's nothing wrong with that. I want to definitely say hold yourself to a higher standard, have high expectations for yourself, for people that you love, but be reasonable when you are not at your best, when you are on E, when you need to stop and pour into yourself. That is the thing that I want to focus on. Once again, stress is an everyday thing. We're going to have good stressors, we're going to have bad stressors. So we're going to have positive and negative stressors. But it's what we do with those stressors that determine how our health, how our minds, how our bodies react to those stressors. Stressor is just our mind, body dealing with a challenge. When we have a challenge, whether it's mentally, physically, emotionally, psychologically, our mind and our body is going to react in a certain way. That's a stressor. But the problem comes in when we have gone on too long with these stressors. We have put them to the side. We have just kept going. What I mean by putting them to the side, we know that there's a problem or there's a situation or there's a concern, but we put it on back burner because we have all these other pressing issues that we must attend. When I was sick and for Halloween, I still went to a community event because I had given my word that I would be there, and I wanted to ensure that Dear Encourager lived up to our word and what we had stated. So I did not want to let the people down that I had promised that I would be at their community event for other individuals to receive our information. But within doing that, I did not take care of myself. I was sick. I was out in the weather for 2 hours, and it was chilly that day. So I ended up enhancing bronchitis. After that, I decided, I have to stop. I ended up taking off work that Monday, which I hardly ever do. And I rested, which I don't tend to do as well. I am one of those people who have to make sure that I'm doing everything, quote unquote, that I'm supposed to, especially for others, for the people who depend on me. And I don't take enough time to sit back and take care of me. So I want to talk to you individuals who don't sit back and take enough time to take care of you. It is important, it is necessary, it is vital that you take the time to care for you. Those same concerns, same issues will be there after you take that time. And what we don't realize is when we set that time aside to deal with those issues, to put them on the side and refresh, we have a clearer head. Because when stress is upon us, we don't think clearly. We are very forgetful. We are indecisive. We're moody. We sometimes become aggressive or we become withdrawn. It just really depends on how the stress is affecting our body. Just like a lot of times, a lot of us lose our appetite. Then some of us emotional eat where we overeat or we eat a lot of things that are not good for us, and we call it comfort eating, which is true. We go to our comfort foods, whether it's fries, chips, cake, cookies, ice cream, whatever those things are, we tend to indulge in them to give ourselves some type of comfort. And that can go with many things that we tend to do, and sometimes that's self-sabotaging for us. I want to focus on 4 R's to help ourselves with stress, with our stress levels. The 4 R's are: we redirect, we recharge, we relax, and we refresh. So again, we redirect, we recharge, we relax, and we refresh. When stressors happen, it depends on each person. We all tend to act differently towards stress, as I just said. And our body, our mind, sometimes, depending on how big the stressor is, we can feel under attack, whether it's our mind under attack or whether it's our emotions under attack, and sometimes our body is under attack when we're under so much stress or our immune system is low, which makes us more susceptible to becoming ill. We also know that when we have had prolonged stressors, and it could be weeks, it could be months, it could be even years, we have heart attacks, we have strokes. So these are all things that can contribute to your health. So we want to make sure that we're taking time out to address those. So the first thing is to redirect. We want to redirect our attention, redirect our focus, and take control of our environment. And what does that mean? That means the things that we can control, we're going to take control. I'm not going to let outsiders, I'm not going to let situations control the narrative. I'm going to make sure that I'm doing what I need to do to take control of my situation and my outcome, my narrative. And I'm going to manage our time. We know a lot of times when our schedule is chaos, our mind is chaotic, we can't do the things we need to do. So we need to make sure that we manage our times and make sure that we have a schedule. And within that, we need to remove things from our list. As I just said earlier, I should have taken some things off my plate when I was not feeling well instead of pushing myself, because a lot of times when we continue to push through, oh, I can do it, I can do it. And we do, but sometimes we do more damage, and it takes us more recovery time if we had to just sat back and just taken that one or two things off our plate and did something differently. And then know our limits. Know your limits. And that's all that is. And it's okay to know your limits. I always use, if we are a 20-ounce bottle, only 20 ounces can go inside that bottle. Only so much can go into our capacity. So we are a 20-ounce bottle. We cannot put 22. We cannot put 21. It's going to overflow. And that's when more stress come in. The next thing is to recharge. We have to recharge our batteries. We have to recharge our minds. We have to recharge our emotions. So we're going to take a moment to step away from the situation. A lot of times that's all it takes. Take a moment, step away, breathe, and refocus once again, and then look at the situation from a different perspective. And then we're going to practice positive self-talk. Don't down ourselves when we have taken on certain things and the outcome is not what we had hoped for, what we wanted. We're going to make sure that, we say, I did the best I could. I did a good job. This, that, and the other. We're going to make sure we pour into ourselves, because no one is perfect. Accidents, mistakes are all a part of life, and we can use those as learning tools. We don't have to condemn ourselves, and we don't have to make it bigger than what it is. And say no. As I said, know your limits. Say no. You don't have to take on that new task. You don't have to take on that project. Your kid does not need it. And this is to myself. Sometimes if you don't have it in you to, if it's not a major thing, your kid doesn't have to go. I have to tell myself that it's okay to say no. It's okay to say not today. It's okay to say just no in general, that I'm not going to do it. We're not going to do it. No, it's just that. And reflect and reassess things. Maybe now is not the time to take on that new investment. Maybe now is not the time to do a new project. Now is not the time. Not to say that it doesn't need to be done or you can't do it in the future, but do you have the capacity? Do you have the withdrawal, the bandwidth to do it? And if it's no at this moment in time, and that could just be today, it doesn't mean that you don't do it tomorrow. But when you evaluate that situation, do you have the capacity? Do you have the bandwidth to do it at that time that you have set aside? And if it's no, then no, we don't do it. And be honest with the situation. Some things are what they are. Some things are dead. And if they're dead, we bury it. And not to say we can't revive another situation or we can't do something new, but assess the situation, look at it, and be honest and move on. It is okay. Seasons change, things change, priorities change, and that's all okay. And we can move on from that situation. The next thing is relax. Recognize that we are human. Recognize that everything is not going to go perfect. And that's okay. Relax. Take time to relax. And if you don't take the time, your body will definitely do it. And in that aspect, you don't have a choice. So you could end up sick or you could end up in the hospital, but your body is going to shut down on you. So before that happens, take the time to relax. Do it in the morning. Give yourself 10 to 15, 20 minutes if you can to just meditate, have a moment of gratitude, the things that you're thankful for, the people that you're thankful for, and just soak in that, embrace that, and then go on throughout the day. Take a moment. If you feel overwhelmed at work, take you 3, 4, 5 minutes, even if you work from home. Get out of the situation, get out of the room, get away from your desk, get away from that time and go for 3, 4, 5 minutes and reflect and relax and then come back to that situation. Breathe, rest. So we say, don't stress, do your best, and rest. Take time to rest and then reset. So after you take the time to rest, reset, and refocus, you're going to be refreshed. And you have to refresh. Learn from the situation. Once again, is it time to do something different? Do we need to reevaluate? What do we need to do at this time and point? Make changes for the next time. Focus on the positive things. There's always something positive, even if it's a learning experience from the situation. We can find something positive from these minor stressors, even from some major stressors. Look at the big picture. What is the ultimate goal? And if this one situation, is it just going to pause me and make me stop and look at it? Maybe I can do it this way. Maybe this is going to enhance this program, this event, this activity, this job, whatever the case may be. And then move forward. And if it doesn't, and if it was a total fail, forgive yourself. You're not perfect. Forgive yourself. If someone else did it, forgive them and move forward. Move forward and do what's best for you. Let me say that again. Do what's best for you. We are not going to make everyone happy. And that goes from your spouses, your parents, your siblings, your children, your boss, your partners. We're not going to make everyone happy. But you need to do what's best for you. Sometimes what's best for you is not what's best for others. What I mean by when I say that, sometimes taking a step back and doing what's best for you and making sure that you create boundaries that are protecting your peace, protecting your mind, protecting your soul, and protecting your health. Sometimes it's not what's best for other individuals who have latched on to you. I'm going to say that because I am a caregiver and it took me many years to learn that people attach themselves to you because you pour into them. And you give them things that they need, whether it's your attention, whether it's your time, whether it's your care, whether it's your love. They attach themselves to you. and they become leeches, not intentionally. And what I mean by leeches is because they drain, because these people, you are continually pouring into them, and they do not pour into you. So you are on E, and they're still sucking you dry. You have to remove those people. You have to remove those situations, because it's not always people sometimes. It's situations. It may be a job. It may be a project. It may be something that you've been doing all your life. It may be something you've been doing your adulthood, because you don't want to let others down, but you are draining yourself. So do what's best for you. Take off the leeches. Store that cup that you are using to pour into others. Use it to pour into yourself. Fill it up for you. Fill it up for you. And then, after you've poured and filled yourself, then give it to others. Then pour into them. So that is what I have for you guys today. And as I said, this was a transparent moment, transparent podcast for you guys, because I want you to know that it's okay not to be okay. It's okay to take time to care for yourself. It's okay to deal with the stressors of your life and not the stressors of others. Create those boundaries. Stick to those boundaries. And the people who love you, the people who care for you, will understand. Those who don't, it's not up for you to ensure that they do understand. Because right now it's hard. It's hard for a lot of people. I have dealt with so much in this year. In the last year and a half, I'm going to be honest. I'm a person, I am very private. I don't share. But I felt it was important that I shared that I have been at some of my lowest in this last year and a half. And I have my people. Ensure that you have your people that you can go to, that you can share yourself with, and they don't judge, and they help you. And if you don't have those people, please reach out to a therapist, a counselor, a crisis line. Reach out to someone. We are here. Please call us, Instagram, DM, Facebook. Just reach out to someone and let them know, because you are not alone. We are not alone. And that is what this podcast is about, is managing the stress and being transparent and letting you know that you're not alone in this. We all are going through something. Some of us are just on different levels. Whatever you're going through may be mild. Somebody else's may be moderate. And somebody else's may be major. And that's okay. That is okay. Please reach out. Please know that whatever you need to do for you, do it. Do what you need to do for you. Because if you are trying to care for your loved ones, whether it's your children, whether it's your parents, whether it's your spouse, whether it's other relatives, you cannot do that with fidelity. You cannot do that to the best of your ability if you are on E. You have to refuel. That is all I have for you. Thank you guys so much. We will see you guys next week. Make sure that you like and share. Bye. Thanks again for tuning in to Dear Encourager. We hope today's episode brought you comfort, strength, and a reminder that you're not alone. Your support helps us grow this space of hope and healing, one listener at a time.